16 teams remain alive, fighting for 8 gold balls this weekend in Cookeville. I'm Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder, here to give you a preview for the 2014 BlueCross Bowl. BlueCross Bowl weekend starts on Thursday afternoon with Division II games, as BGA takes on Webb in the 3 p.m. game at Tucker Stadium. Knoxville Webb makes its 5th state title appearance in the last 6 years as they attempt to win their 3rd straight state title. Thursday's game is a rematch of the Week 6 contest, which was shortened due to lightning and won by Webb by a final score of 34-28. It's also a rematch of the 1997 final won by BGA. BGA is led by Mr. Football winner and dual-threat quarterback Clay Beathard, who was 14 for 23 for 231 yards through the air and 3 touchdowns to go along with 64 yards rushing in the semifinal win over St. George's. Longtime Spartan head coach David Meskey goes for his 7th state title in his 30-year career at the helm at Knoxville Webb. The strength of this year's team is in the front 7 on each side of the ball, led by Mr. Football linebacker Brant Mitchell. Brock Beeler will call the shots for the Webb offense at the helm of Coach Meskey's Wing T offense. The nightcap on Thursday features a backyard brawl between blood rivals as NBA takes on Ensworth. Ensworth won the regular season matchup between the two teams 50-44 in overtime, and the Tigers have won 6 straight in this rivalry. NBA is searching for its 7th state title, but its first since 2007. NBA is led by Mr. Football winner Cole Uverard, who has 34 touchdowns and nearly 2,500 yards of total offense this season. His best performance of the year came in the October matchup of these two teams when he was responsible for 417 yards and 5 touchdowns. Ensworth, going for its 5th straight title, does not appear to be as overwhelmingly dominant as in years past, but do not be fooled. The Tigers' defense is much improved since that Week 6 matchup, allowing an average of 12 points a game down the stretch. Alabama commitment Rico McGraw heads a talented Ensworth defense from his cornerback position and is a home run threat returning kicks on special teams. Friday's slate of 3 championship games in Division I begins with an 11 a.m. tilt for the Class 1A title between Union City and Coalfield. Union City is searching for its 2nd straight title and the 3rd in the last 6 years. Union City fullback Ricky Henry and wingback Alex Reed lead an explosive wing T attack with an inside and outside threat. Both players rushed for over 100 yards in last year's state title win. Coalfield is looking for their first ever state title in their first ever title game appearance. Freshman quarterback Parker McKinney leads a balanced Coalfield offense anchored by a good offensive line, featuring 2-time Mr. Football winner and Tennessee commitment Zach Stewart. Union City will have to stop the big play as Coalfield racked up 12 plays of 10 yards or more in their semifinal win over Monterey. And speaking of balance, the Yellow Jackets piled up 467 yards of offense in that win over Monterey, with 229 yards coming on the ground and 238 through the air. The 3 p.m. game will decide the 3A championship and is a rematch from last year as CPA takes on Alcoa. The Lions of Christ Presbyterian Academy come in with a 14-0 record as junior quarterback Zach Weatherly leads an offense that's averaging 44 points a game. Weatherly has thrown for 1,765 yards and 29 touchdowns, while running backs Jay Hockaday and Wallace Barrett each have over 750 yards rushing, and Hockaday has 19 touchdowns. Alcoa coach Gary Rankin, the winningest coach in Tennessee high school football history, might be considered old school in his approach, as he will use a 4-3 defensive alignment and a pro-eye set on offense. The Tornado will play hard-nosed football and hand the ball off to their workhorse running back Jaquez Tyson, whose 49-carry, 278-yard rushing performance in last year's title game was bested in the semifinals last week, as the senior Mr. Football finalist had 50 carries and 267 yards to go with 3 touchdowns. With injuries at the quarterback position, look for Tyson to touch the ball on nearly every Alcoa offensive snap. The nightcap on Friday may be one of the most entertaining games of the weekend as Hillsboro tangles with Knoxville West. The Rebels of Knoxville make their 2nd straight finals appearance after outlasting a rugged Ray County team last week in the semifinals. West, whose only defeat of the year came at the hands of Maryville in Week 2, comes in averaging 40 points a game in the playoffs. Quarterback Seth Marshall runs the Rebels' read option attack to perfection with 2 rushing touchdowns of his own last week, but he's also a threat through the air. His game-winning touchdown pass last Friday night, as he rolled to his right, beat double coverage and lifted west to Friday night's title tilt against Hillsboro. Hillsboro may be nicknamed the Burros, but this green and gold squad feature thoroughbred speed. All-purpose back and Tennessee commitment Vincent Perry has been putting up video game numbers this season, including 137 total yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in the semifinal win over Ridgeway last week. The Burros are looking for their 3rd state title as Coach Craig Clayton brings his 3rd different team to a title game. The Class 2A game on Saturday morning pits a pair of resurgent programs as Peabody takes on Marion County in the 11 a.m. game. In his 2nd season in Trenton, Coach Ricky Woods has the Golden Tide in their first title game since 1991. Senior quarterback Kendrick Malone is a true dual-threat quarterback as he engineers the spread formation read option attack to perfection. Blessed with home run speed, the left-hander can also throw the ball downfield to a talented and fast group of receivers led by junior Octavius Lee. Peabody is vying for its 1st state title, while Marion County is searching for its 5th. Coach Ricky Ross took over a talented but troubled Marion County Warrior team. Taken over amid scandal and sanctions, Ross has the Big Purple in the big game for the first time since 1995. Marion County is a running team who will come at you from a variety of formations. Quarterback Bryce Massengale and Mr. Football finalist Blake Zeman lead an offense that piled up 200 yards rushing in the second half alone last week in their semifinal win. The 4A championship features a battle of offense versus defense as 2-time defending state champion Fulton tangles with Trezevant. The Bluff City Bears used their stifling defense last week to neutralize a Pearl Cone offense that averaged more than 50 points a game. The Bears have 5 shutouts this season and have not surrendered more than 17 points in any playoff game this year. Running back Jamal Jones leads the Bears' offensive attack with 1,500 yards rushing on the season. Fulton comes in as the #1 scoring offense in the state, averaging almost 60 points a game. Falcon senior quarterback Adam Diggs has nearly 1,900 yards passing and 32 touchdowns on the season. Junior running back Deontay Tate has 16 rushing touchdowns, while senior wide receiver KJ Roper has 13 receiving touchdowns to lead a Fulton team looking for its 36th straight win. Trezevant's only other title game appearance resulted in a 60-12 spanking at the hands of Greenville in 2010. Saturday's Class 6A nightcap features 2 of the most respected coaches in the state as Will Hester's Ravenwood Raptors take on the Maryville Rebels coached by George Quarles. In 2 seasons at Ravenwood, Hester has compiled a remarkable 24-2 record. On the opposite sideline, Quarles has won 222 games while losing only 14 in his 16 years at the helm in Maryville. Maryville's numbers are staggering. 11 straight finals appearances, a record of 14-6 in their previous 20 state finals, 14 state titles with 11 in the last 16 years. If the Rebels program is not in a class of its own, it sure does not take long to call roll in that class. Senior quarterback Tyler Vaught passed for 235 yards and 2 touchdowns while rushing for another 75 yards to lead Maryville past Oakland in the semifinals. Ravenwood has a pretty special quarterback themselves in Cole Brown. Brown has passed for over 2,000 yards and 16 touchdowns this season. Senior running back Seth Rowland has over 1,200 yards rushing to go with 16 touchdowns for the Raptors. Ravenwood is looking for its 2nd state title in 3 attempts, but their first since 2005. Both teams enter the game with 14-0 records, but all the pundits consider the Raptors an underdog. Do not sleep on Ravenwood, folks. This is a talented and hungry team. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder BlueCross preview. Keep track of all the action this weekend with our scoreboard. Our scoreboard is viewable on all mobile devices and is free of charge and available only on our website, FridayNightThunder.com. There you can also find links to our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages where we'll have news and features all weekend long. I'm Dennis Weaver for Friday Night Thunder.